welcome back to Gale and Darling play Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. We are in the middle of Trial 2, the trial for the murder of Mahiru, our photography friend.
And our apparently quiet but very forceful personality and protective friend. That's all they ever say.
Yeah, apparently she's quite nice to everybody else, but we didn't spend a lot of time with her,
Not
so...
that one girl in high school who she let go unsolved murder.
Yeah, so, we're in the middle of this trial. Washing whatever was said before off is impossible because the shower is out of order. Anything else you would like to add before we dive right back into the case?
Fuyuhiko and Hiyoko are both being really unhelpful toward their own cases, which makes me think they definitely both have something to hide.
Yeah.
They're not just being stupid for the sake of a game difficulty, because no one would do that.
My thought is Fuyuhiko is probably going to be, if he denies it enough, it's not real and his sister's alive. Like, I think the idea is that it looks really bad, like he's the murderer, but really his whole thing has been avoidance and like anger to everyone. Like, he keeps threatening to kill people, but he's not an active participant in anything. He's been avoiding everyone.
I feel like, to me, it's like one of them probably did it and the other was to some degree complicit. And either that means they didn't report it or they saw it happen and didn't stop it. We did know that there would probably have to be active help at some part, like
there was a possibility of accomplice,
yeah, and the ability to reach that window has to be done by two people.
Or ninja.
Oh, wait a second. We know that there was someone else nearby there who had a bunch of blood on them, who was tall enough to get into that window and help someone else out. What if it was Akane that helped Fuyuhiko?
I don't know. I feel like that's too much. Especially
Maybe.
because, I don't know. There hasn't been when the double murder happened in the first game, where they had an accomplice, the way they got the accomplice to work was to basically, the person who was considered the blackened had convinced the accomplice that, they would, basically had used emotional manipulation to make them want to help, and two, kind of implied that they both would kill one, so they both would be blackened, because the idea that only one would get away really hadn't been...
Oh, yeah. I guess.
It wasn't super clear, so it was they planted the idea, oh, if we both kill and we both get away, then we both live, right? And then, no, the actual blackened killed their accomplice as, no witnesses, but...
Hey, Gale?
Yeah?
This is a lot of speculation. Let's just jump right into it.
Oh, fine. Fine, Philip DeFranco. We'll just jump right into it.
This video is brought to you by Philip DeFranco.
Out of order?
Out of order? What?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
That's a great idea.
And that's where it comes now.
Because Hiyoko can't put it on herself.
Yeah, Hiyoko.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
Hiyoko took her clothes off before committing murder. No, that should be impossible. She can't get dressed by herself. Right?
Yep. Her clothes fused to her body.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko.
She told us before, but she was in a horrible accident where she fell into a vat of acid and her clothes fused with her skin. See, this is the kind of thing where you're like, oh,
Hiyoko can't change by herself.
it doesn't matter,
It's
and then it's like, oh wait, yeah, this random piece of
Everything
information
matters. Everything is
matter.
Chekhov's gun.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell, and it only smelled a little. Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first
Which would have
place?
drawn the attention of Monokuma or
Yes,
Monami.
if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have.
Though
He
that
had a
rope,
gun.
that
He
rope,
was ready to shoot people.
that rope looks like bread rolls.
You're not wrong. It does look like delicious, delicious bread.
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
Or maybe no blood got on her. Did you think about that, Ibuki?
Oh, okay. I thought you were implying she somehow killed her without blood getting on her, and I was like, wait, no.
The poison gummy bear!
The poison gummy bear that nobody
Like I've
detected.
been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiro's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is
Which was
suspicious?
only Akane.
Yes.
Because if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
But here's her easy out.
Nekomaru.
Well, Nekomaru, yes, but also, Mikan went to, bandage her up.
Oh, and
So
would show that it was from a wound and not
Yeah,
just from
she'll be
random-
like, oh,
Didn't I
yeah,
tell you
I
that was
bandaged
'cause
her
I
up.
got
There
beat
were
up by
actual
Coach
wounds.
Nekomaru?
Did you? Yes, you did.
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Doubting me, of all people. You got some nerve.
Yeah, darling. Doubting her of all people. You got some nerve.
I wasn't doubting her, I was just distracted. This is the easiest way for me to just be like, I'm not paying attention. Oh, what happened? Sorry.
All right. I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your
Please?
life.
Okay, I'll turn it down.
Actually sounds pretty cool.
See, even Ibuki agrees with me.
I just want everybody to know that behind this computer screen, there is a woman who is sighing deep in her heart as she watches her fiancé just talk about anime titties.
Okay. Two things.
What?
One, you know it's a joke.
I do.
And the audience knows it's a joke. I hope.
I hope to.
And two, you talk about anime titties as well, so.
Yeah.
But they're just pretty great.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Pretty upstanding.
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right?
Not even close, Hiyoko.
I didn't commit the murder, right? Everybody, I'm not suspicious.
Okay, that I'm not the killer? Yeah, seems like it.
Okay.
What a suspicious thing to say.
See? I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru. Because Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very
And I was
kind.
a huge jerk to her in high school, and now I feel bad about it.
I mean, she was a huge jerk to her now.
Yeah.
She's been a huge jerk all along, you know? It's part of her
There's no way
personality.
I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me
Because you were
earlier?
acting super suspicious, you 4-foot gremlin.
You guys are stupid! Stupid!
Baka baka baka!
Stupid!
It's because you say things like this, Hiyoko.
Yeah.
Kyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right?
Of course, Mikan.
Shut the hell up, pig barf! I hope you get a hangnail and die!
Well, yep. And there we go.
Classic Hiyoko. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Bah.
And I'm sorry for being pig barf!
Hey, you did the stinger the right part. You went up instead of down for the stinger.
Well, yeah. I'm not deaf.
No, but we had this problem in the past.
Well, yeah, but that stinger had a dual tone, and I couldn't
It
hear
was
the
an
second
octave.
tone.
Do I need to explain that to the audience or no?
Audience, just know that the Andre show, what is it called?
Eric Andre show. Yeah.
The
Da 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 da.
See, I don't hear that. I hear da 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 da.
we found out that Gale has slightly harder time with higher frequency tones. Like, we did one of those, like, frequency measurement things.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But she can definitely hear the one bassist who just goes, yeah!
More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange.
She wasn't laughing during the Eric Andre show, and she thought that the stinger went down instead of both.
Fuyuhiko's a dude. How dare you? Unless you're talking about me, but I'm not Fuyuhiko.
Oh, I read that as Hiyoko for some reason. Sorry, go ahead.
Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be? Does he actually have something else in mind?
Is he just deflecting his internal problems? Is he deflecting his poor home life of being raised in a Yakuza onto other people and blaming them for his anger? Is he trying to self-justify himself?
I can't answer those questions, but I can posit a hypothesis. What if he's just like a whole bunch of people who killed my sister here? Why don't I just kill everybody?
Yeah, that
by
works.
getting it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, works for me.
Hey,
the only other two people he knows that
Now
work.
that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
I mean, good point, Nagito, but
Why is there a random... Is that an apple or a coconut in the background?
I think it's supposed to be a coconut.
Okay. So again, why is there a random coconut? Oh yeah, because he redecorated it, so it looked more friendly. I forgot.
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
Like I said, it was a trap.
Yeah, I got that already, so...
Why is
Can you
Ibuki
give us the
stuck?
details
And why
about
is
that
Mikon
trap?
crying? Because that's their natural state.
Well, Mikon, I understand that is indeed
Yeah.
her natural state, but Ibuki just going for like 5 minutes.
She's just over in the corner singing some Iron Maiden.
I would like to know
That'd be more of
too.
an AC/DC.
It might lead to some kind of clue.
I love how he has matching scars. That's such a cool
Fine. You
feature.
want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up
Yes,
to me.
yes.
She asked if we could meet up
Yes,
somewhere.
yes.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
Yeah, she was lying.
She never talked to me at all.
Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Because we can't have a flashback of Yoko without her being a
So
jerk.
that was a lie?
Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say
But you
anything.
didn't not say anything. You said actually the
So-
opposite.
What was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
Oof.
You always have to say something snide.
You got a point, Soda. I just want to call him Soda because what a name.
Soda.
Soda.
At the time, we were supposed
So
to
the
meet
thing
around
went
2
like this.
p.m., but... Around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox. A letter? Yeah, this one.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. See? And then there's a copy of this letter, except it says it's from Hiyoko.
Yeah.
So that's suspicious.
So, yeah, someone wrote to them both as a trap. And who do we know is good at letter writing? Do we know anyone who
No,
Oh,
the
yeah.
ultimate letter writer is not one of the characters.
the ultimate calligrapher?
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
The letter that Hiyoko had, doesn't it clearly contradict the other evidence? The fake letter that Mikon just coincidentally happened to find? Yeah.
Yep.
I can prove it with this.
So
I like
someone-
his hair thing just like wiggles separately from the rest of his hair.
It's his Hajime
From
sense.
the letter Mahiru had?
About what we discussed earlier. Is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to
Oh.
meet at 2:30 p.m. But it...
Yeah, this one says 2.
Whoa! The meeting
And the
times-
handwriting is the exact same. Which means none of them recognize each other's handwriting.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach.
Everyone, write this text and we'll see whose handwriting is closest.
Yeah.
It would be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing?
Hyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Ooh, Ibuki. This is why we can't trust you to think through
Ooh,
through the problems.
Ibuki, you're great. But not your strong suit. You're not only running for a deputy,
I never
okay?
wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge?
Both of them?
Both?
I see!
That freaks me out for a second. I was like, wait!
Forged both letters.
Wait, he forged only one? What? The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
I love how
Seems very likely.
his
In
hair,
fact, if you compare
instead
both
of being
letters-
like, having an outline, Nagiko's hair just is the absence of color. Look at that soft edge. It's got ghost hair.
Confirmed. Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
What?
And they have the same hurtful note at the beginning.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find
And
any
the rest
source
of
this
the
in
entire
my
rest of the
mailbox.
text.
This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting.
Yes, those are the lines that are repeated.
And this part. Let's keep it a secret.
Yeah,
Until
yes.
then, let's
Yes.
find
Are we gonna put them next to each other and try to find three differences?
Forged both of those letters.
In doing
In this
so,
one, there's a
they were
blood
able to
stain
control
here, here, and
Martin
here.
to
I
do their
found the
bidding,
3 differences.
Like a netherworld puppeteer. Ooh, also a good album name.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer.
Just say it. You were in the closet, weren't you, or something?
How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Okay, here's the body.
Yeah. Alright, hope you're a necromancer.
It's okay.
Really?
You can play as her.
This is
In
really
Twilight Syndrome Murder Case 2. They're all back.
I've offered to help so many times. The killer this time didn't discuss their plan with
So
So
it must
me
be
at all.
someone who really hates me.
I'm so glad that's what you're disappointed in.
I'm so
Nagito.
glad that's a piece of evidence.
It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Hey,
No.
hey, Nagito, again, this is just
Oh,
the cost of
Nagito.
his help
Oh,
dealing with his stuff.
You have so many hang-ups, Nagito.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this
Punch him.
happens.
You're right there. Just punch him in the face. Just go.
We can just
pew!
lightly punch him to death later.
Yeah. What I
Yeah.
said.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened?
Ooh.
I fell asleep.
Oh, god dang it.
Why did you fall
It's
asleep?
not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Oh.
You got chloroformed?
Medicine?
Medicine?
That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore?
Wasn't.
I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription
Okay, yeah, that's
medicines
pretty bad,
laying
for
out in the
one.
open.
They just assume there's no
Aware of that
opioid
from the
addictions on this
start.
fake
You
island.
should have done something about it.
Well, they are like the ultimates
Yeah.
of like certain things and teens. So I mean,
What
out
if
of
you have the ultimate excellent at hiding their addiction from their parents person? What if you have the ultimate drug dealer?
Well, they did have the ultimate biker gang leader in the first game, so I don't see, it's not like a terrible stretch from ultimate serial killer and ultimate biker gang leader to ultimate drug dealer.
Oh wait, and who's this guy? I'm the high schooler known as the ultimate pimp.
God, no. Gross.
I'm sorry.
You should be. I think.
When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
God, so many
Okay.
liquids excreting out of her face at once.
Oh, I think it's ice.
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko
They say solid.
from the start.
I was gonna say, so we've got one red herring down.
Yeah. Like we predicted when we first saw her running from the crime scene.
So here's...
Probably not the obvious person running from the crime scene.
So because we're gonna tie it back to Sparkling Justice.
Yeah.
It's probably Sparkling Justice that played the game, recognized who all the people were, and then used that to frame the murder.
Yeah.
Which, in my mind, is either Peko or still could be Fuyuhiko. Let's find out.
We'll see. Well, we also... Here's the thing. I honestly don't think it's Fuyuhiko. I think it's way too obvious that Fuyuhiko would have a motive, and that's not usually how this game runs. In the real world, sure, but in Danganronpa world, it's never the person who it's obvious it is.
In the real world, wow, I'd had nothing to do with his arm breaking. He just owed me $40,000. Right after his arm broke, there was a mysterious $40,000 deposit into my account.
Yeah.
That are like 40% of murders that go unsolved in the US.
My thought is that my thought is that it probably is a third party, but it seems very much everything's tied with the girls who were in the people inside the game. So
So you think it could be Mikan?
Part of me thinks it's either Chiaki because Chiaki played the game, or it's Mikan because Mikan's the other person who was involved in the game, other than Ibuki. But Ibuki, okay, let's just be fair. Ibuki has not done anything to seem suspicious. Was with us at the time.
Ibuki does not seem competent at this complicated of a plan.
Yeah, so if it's Ibuki, I will be very shocked. So that leaves Mikan and Chiaki as my top two right now, just because they're the only two that that either played the game and knew of the story, or was involved in the story. But I don't think Mikan would play the game, so she wouldn't know about it. So that leads to Chiaki again, which I don't want it to be.
Do you think it's Chiaki because she recognizes that this has to happen for us to get to the next level?
No.
Okay.
I think it has to. If Sparkling Justice is thrown in here, and it's Chiaki, it's probably because Chiaki is Sparkling Justice and wanted to be a video game vigilante and saw this and was like, we can't let a murderer go unpunished. And so she decided to get punishment on everyone who was involved in the game's murder or something like that.
We'll find out if you press A.
And
You
for that
asked me a
reason,
question
they
and I
summoned
answered.
And then I said, let's go on. And then you answered the question again.
and shoved her inside the closet.
It's fine. I'm not actually upset.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as
And then they had to escape out the window.
Yeah.
I want Gundam to read, like, ASMR children's books so I can fall asleep.
Hiyoko was the killer. That's horrible. I didn't do anything
Yes,
wrong.
you did.
I was raped by Mahiru's
You did do
killer.
something wrong. It just wasn't murder. Yeah, you did that. I love how when she gets sad, her
Please do not
hair
cry.
reacts
I
as
believe
well.
Yeah, that's the beauty of
Anime.
anime characters, is their hair has an actual life of its own.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears. You know.
Fuyuhiko, we've gone over like every piece of
Fuyuhiko, you
evidence.
adorable baby-faced murderer.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Yeah, can you please
Isn't
just...
that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other.
And this is where you
So
go to
if
prove
you
your
believe in
innocence.
each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with
And you have not done that in a way that actually helps us.
Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together.
Yeah, Nagito.
Look at his unoutlined hair. The man is clearly on a higher plane of existence.
Is it unoutlined, or is the outline just so small?
Either way, it transitions to that perfect blank space white that makes me think it's just you took the cutting tool and switched it to freeform and drew a bunch of lines and then just cut it out.
The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory.
Like, look, his hair is on fire. It keeps waving. His hair is ghost flame.
The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope.
Yeah.
The one true hope that is only found in our Lord and Savior.
We've gotten to the hope part of today's trial.
Just okay. Oh, he got the crazy eyes.
Seriously, which side are you on?
This trial is sponsored by Hope. Oh, everybody should have it. Two hopes colliding.
Is this why?
Side of the absolute hope that can overcome
Is this why he's the traitor? Because he just wanted to be at Hope's Peak Academy?
I have no idea.
This is the peak of hope. I must ascend it.
Exists at the point where two hopes clash.
I hope
Your
that you die
stance is
next,
neither
you
white nor
frickin'
black, but gray.
frickin' frick.
You do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
You know what? First smart thing you've said, Ibuki.
Hey, Monokuma, can we just all come together and vote you to kill him off? Like, his eyes are stuck like that now.
Oh god, he's frozen with
Let's stop.
the weird eyes
Believing
now.
every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Agreed.
Yes, also smart.
Yeah, we need to figure out who
You're just
Mahiru's killer
gonna
is.
zoom past that bulge like
There
that?
should be a new
Okay.
clue
Thank
contained
you.
in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with
So we're
everyone.
gonna go back to the chloroform part.
The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other.
Sure.
That's
Good job. That's the right
Wait,
way.
Wait, she can get out?
your
The
arm's
splendid
free.
power of teamwork. Hey,
And she put it back?
Monokuma, I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Then use your arm free and we all team up on Monokuma. You get the ultimate mechanic to hijack one of those mechs and then we just go to town.
I feel like there's a backup plan for that, just in case we all just jump our little podiums and just slam him.
Well, okay, so in game 1, Monokuma was a robotic puppet. He was a FNAF.
Yes, and also a bomb. There was a
Yes.
bomb in that puppet.
So, I think jumping the podium is probably the wrong way here.
Yes.
But it would be fun. Everyone,
He's
you can
sleeping.
get both of you.
Monami, you know you can use those arms to, like, release you
yourself?
from your bonds.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth that I did it.
The bitter truth that may be true, but even so,
The bitter
we
truth
can't
that-
just stand here all day.
The bitter truth that hope isn't truth. That hope is hope, and truth is truth.
And
only
only-
one hope, and only one truth can coexist. And those are the true hope, and the hope truth.
And the absolute hope, true hope, and the truth are the only things that can combat ultimate despair. Yeah, you know, yeah. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward.
Kotaku, we have your next game review.
Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Yeah, that is how the game works.
Suspended?
I think this is the midpoint.
Oh.
Well now.
Now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now.
Huh? You're gonna spoil who the killer is?
If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair.
You can't! That's seriously a big no-no!
But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation.
Who's the club president?
So, without further ado, the answer is...
Yeah, you can't! Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears!
Correct. You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
Is that true?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me.
Is he trying to make a joke on Nani?
have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But back to the class trial.
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think
Oh my
that
gosh.
The person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room.
What?
It's a very old. So it's it is very old. It came up a lot in the Adventures of Tintin, the originals. Or not the originals, 'cause I don't remember who wrote Tintin. But someone on Reddit brought up that, like, you know, in Tintin, they came across the word Nanu as like, Nanu, was ist das denn? Nanu, what is that then? And they said, yeah, it was, you know, it's not used very frequently, but it means like, well, or oh, or
Alright. Well, everybody learned some German today.
Nanu?
Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe
Well,
that!
believe it. We can't go between the two extremes.
Yoshinderu.
I
Nanu?
can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
That's just good advice on the whole.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh?
Who else eats
There
candy?
could be a clue?
Was it you, Gale?
When you woke up,
Oh, actually,
Yes.
I eat more
was
candy
the
than
gummy
you.
already there?
But it was me. I admit it. I was there the entire time.
I pressed A. They wouldn't have died if I didn't press A.
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't. Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet.
That's a
after
really big
Hiyoko
assumption
fled
to
from
us
the beach house.
that Hiyoko didn't see the gummy, but okay. We
Yeah,
can
it's
take
a
that as fact.
I mean, how big is this gummy? How big is this closet? And also, she had just been chloroformed. Like, do you assume everyone is in their perfect mental capacity the minute they wake up after being under anesthesia? I remember waking up from my wisdom teeth surgery, and I certainly was not in a place to start investigating a murder.
I woke up from my wisdom tooth surgery, started using the few bits of sign language that I knew to ask what time it was, and then tried to drive home.
I apparently kept looking at my mom and going, Mom, there's two of you. There's two moms. Two moms. I was so observant. If place a gummy bear in front of me, I would have been like, wow, two gummies. Two gummies.
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the
Like
beach
the
house.
shower room.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide!
The shower room.
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there.
What kind of running away did you do? Ah, there's a body. Let me investigate the store closet I'm in. Also, there's another door. Let me quickly open that and make sure no one's in there before I yeet out.
Also, let me look in the area that I'm around and make sure there's no gummies.
Yeah, heaven forbid.
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened.
Really?
That's what I think.
You're
The
too
case
helpful.
trials are related to the case evidence?
You're being so helpful. Wait. No.
No!
No!
No! No!
No!
No!
I don't want the perfect product for me. Logically discern mysterious answer from several questions. It's called logic down.
No! No! No more!
You will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the synapse course.
I'm done.
You can move sideways and accelerate. No! Stay! Sit. You can't leave me alone with this.
Right, because I know how good you are at minigames.
Yes, we have to complete this together.
Move sideways, brake, jump. Oh, so it's like a running simulator.
Obstacles. So make sure you're familiar with the controls and you can reach the goal. Take damage every time you fall into the gap or bump into walls. Upon reaching a certain part, there will be branching questions in the course. The answer is split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Several times in one course, so be careful. Break. Start. For controls. Alright. She's right! This might be a very important problem, so I have to do a racing minigame inside my brain!
So we've got... This was 5 mini-games now?
I don't know. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house?
That is the perfect face for that.
3 o'clock. 3:30. There, I solved it for you, and I didn't have to...
They would have had to get there before 2:30.
No, if they left... And they came back after Hiyoko left. Hiyoko left around 3 to 3:30.
You think they dropped it when everyone went in for the first time? Was it soda? Please tell me it was soda. And he just went after the one girl who kept trying to, hurt his chances with Sonia.
Or use sparkling justice, which would be really funny, but I don't think so.
I would love a soda magic girl transition.
Just focus and think about a racetrack, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna imagine a racetrack! Obstacle coursing.
Just do it.
Oh my god, what is this? Okay, move, accelerate, brake, jump.
Sick kickflip, dude.
Whee!
Gotta love it when you're hanging 10 on those nasty logical dives.
This reminds me of that run game from cool math games, where you had to run across and you could jump to the other sides. Do you remember that game?
Probably, but...
Question 1. What did the killer arrive at the beach house?
After or before?
I guess.
It would have had to be before because they had to chloroform Hiyoko.
I thought... Okay, sure. Before? Why not? I don't know. I'm really confused about this timeline.
Yep, that was the right answer.
Cool. Wee. Zoom. I'm not avoiding anything.
Why are you snowboarding up?
I'm snowboarding in space. Wee. Dun 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 dun. When did the killer leave the beach house? Before Hiyoko left, I guess, right?
I guess, because we're assuming they came back.
Yeah. Nope.
You should have picked the blue one.
So we are right that it made no sense and the gummy means nothing. Alright. So they left after Hiyoko left.
So I guess there's just another spot that they hid.
Whee! Oh, sick kickflips!
Did they just hide on the roof?
Woo!
Is that what they're trying to tell us?
I don't know, I'm just doing sick kickflips, alright?
We can't tactic our way to reason.
I'm going to. What was the killer hiding? Where? The beach?
Oh! It could have been Peko, because she was swimming.
Oh. Ooh, interesting. Nope, nope. This is stupid. How am I supposed to know where
Why is this the game?
Alright, it was the beach house, sure.
Also, it's just always the blue one. It's always the blue one. Just keep going blue. Ooh, Rainbow Road time.
But we have no reason to believe any of this.
Look.
The first two contradict what
Tony Hawk's Rainbow Road does not lie.
Look, the first two just contradict what they just said, which was that they believed that the killer had left and then had come back. And then they were like, oh, well, I guess that's not it. So I don't know why they implied that everybody had agreed that that's just what happened. And then now we're saying it wasn't based off no evidence, just this mini game. And then where the killer was hiding was literally a 50-50. Why couldn't they go just outside? Why couldn't they just exit the other door straight to the beach and just stand out there?
I think
and wait for Hiyoko and then walk back in.
I think Psychedelic Tron has a few things to teach you.
I don't get this. I don't get how...
Although Tony Hawk's...
None of that had anything to do with evidence.
Also, I really want...
Been hiding?
Now I really want Tony Hawk Rainbow Road.
Just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
Take that sick rail
Can't
into
just say there was
space.
nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality
Fade in
got
the
a hell of
vending
a lot
machine.
more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
That would be the stupidest and yet the funniest thing. They're in the vending machine, their faces scrunched up against the glass. They're just like, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me.
They have the Sherlock Holmes urban camouflage where they're wearing like a spandex suit that has a bunch of sodas on it.
Yeah, they just pose in front of it. Oh!
I mean, they could mean like, oh, they stepped outside the door and waited outside the door for. And
I still would consider that the beach.
Place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
Oh, the mechanical room? The roof?
Stop being
I
annoying
think it's the
or I'm
roof.
gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
I really don't want that to happen to me.
I do.
I need to answer by any means. I guess the roof? Nope.
They were hiding in Mahiru's body. It was Mahiru all along.
They'd freeze. There's always fighting when you play with two players.
Crap.
Oh, is that a Ice Climbers reference?
Yep. I hope so.
Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. Look,
Class
it was
trial's over.
It was important for me to try. You know? I don't know. Behind. She said she checked there. She said she checked there. That's not even considered hiding at that point. Okay.
I guess you just go for the shower room again. Oh, no, I know where they were hiding.
Where?
They were hiding in one of the surfboard cases.
Oh. Oh.
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
Really?
Really?
Okay, sure.
That's why it was all such a mess.
I mean, that makes sense. Yes. But also, like...
Man, I'm
That's just really stupid.
agreed, but it works.
The closet? That's where I was locked up.
Okay, you weren't
So
locked
she had
up.
enough time to investigate and notice a gummy was not there.
I can't-
But she couldn't notice that there was a human being in the freaking surfboard case.
Well, apparently she was rather distraught. You can't expect her to notice every detail. Just that no one was there in the surf house and that she found a gummy bear and that Mahiru was dead.
This is so conflicting.
And you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
Except carefully enough to know there wasn't a gummy!
Or she could have
But the
assumed
two people
that
live in hiding in such a small place, and
the
without
mess was just
Hiyoko
caused
knowing.
by, her being dragged in there.
No, I get that. I'm just saying,
Could two people
I'm-
hide small space?
this is really...
Soda would like to know.
This is really confusing me because, usually I can follow the logic. Even if I don't agree that that was the best way to commit the murder or whatever, you can follow the logic of like, Hifumi, had blood on his glasses, so he used his eyeglass cleaner to wipe them, and then he decided to throw it in the trash can in that room. Is that stupid? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes. In this case, though, everybody's saying, hey, you were smart enough to look around and definitely notice if there was a gummy on the ground, and know that that would be evidence that would lead to you being thought of as the killer. So we can definitely trust that piece of information you've given us, but we can't trust any other information about you running through and not seeing another person, right? Like, that's a really weird difference in their perception of her ability to perceive her surroundings.
You know what this is going to tell us,
That's
though?
why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
It's going to tell us that, we can narrow it down to someone who could fit inside the surfboard case.
Definitely. The place... I can only think of one place. That's right, the place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... the surfboard case. Good for calling it, though, darling.
Yeah, I called the rock
the
gravel,
surfboard case
the
in the closet.
gravel swimsuit.
Yeah,
I
you're
called
really
this.
good at figuring out the stupid things. And I mean that in the most loving way possible.
Oh.
Huh? Inside the surfboard
See,
case?
she thinks this is dumb as you do.
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Because we haven't been on this island that long. So the closet shouldn't have been that messy. I think.
That also makes no sense. We don't know anything about this island before we got here.
Everything else we've seen has been very pristine, though. The library, the store,
the
Hope's
ancient
Peak
ruins.
Academy.
Then the killer was close to me during that time?
I love that it wasn't even. It was just like suddenly they were there.
I just love we don't want to give away who it is, so we have generic man picture, just always generic gray man. It's so funny.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Sure.
In for a chloroforming,
Don't
in
you
for a
mean
murder.
It's always darkest under the lighthouse.
That makes no sense either.
Actually, it kind of does, because lighthouses have a very specific.
No. I just mean like it's
Oh,
not a
relevant
phrase.
situation?
It's
Yeah.
not a phrase I've ever heard before, nor does it apply to this situation. I guess.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left,
Dude, Nagito should be a Blue
finally
Lantern.
left the surfboard case.
What?
In the Green Lantern universe, the Blue Lanterns are the ones of hope.
I agree
Green
with
is
that
will.
as well.
Yellow is fear. Orange is avarice. Red is rage.
Then what? So Nagito's a
Nobody
hope
asked
dude.
what you think.
Yeah, he's just a hope dude who's also like
There's
a killer.
no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan.
No, it wouldn't, because Hiyoko still would have been there, which would have caused evidence of her being there. That's how forensics works. If you're at a place, you leave part of yourself behind unless you're smart enough to remove the parts of yourself you know you've left behind.
Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
You guys don't know anything about real murders.
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
You know,
Akane,
I like your spirit.
I like your logic.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
All
Sorry, Akane.
goodbye despair.
like
All
that.
roads lead to
Hey,
punching.
Monokuma, can I ask you about something that seems strange
What?
to me?
What, Nagito?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
What wise wisdom, Monokuma? Anyway.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other
In
time.
another game.
As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made
Okay, so
when
there's
3
three
or
in this
more
game.
people discover a body, right?
Yeah. So, Soda, Hiyoko, mystery person.
Mystery person would be
Is
murderer.
the killer also included among those
that's
3
what
or
we're
more
asking.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that.
Which we pointed out like 80 bajillion
Oh.
years ago, but
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to
Is
be
he
used
bringing
for
up that like if
deduction.
Soda saw the body twice, that wouldn't be a third person?
well, I mean, yes, but like that doesn't matter. What he's saying is there was a third person who saw that body who we have not figured out.
The accomplice, yeah.
So, well, it doesn't have to be the accomplice. He's figuring out if the killer counts.
Okay.
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
I could just kill you all.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay?
Oh, man.
All done.
So see, now we know
So
that
now
the
someone
third
else,
person who saw the body is actually not the killer.
Yeah.
Which means 3 people other than the
And
killer
it wasn't us, because
discovered
we hadn't actually
Mahiru's
seen the body when the announcement was
Correct.
What's wrong
So,
with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange.
No, Hajime, it's
More
really
importantly,
obvious. You only have 2
Let's
people.
get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hyoko
No,
ran away,
someone else was in the
killer got
surfboard
to
case,
enjoy
just
the
hanging
simple
out.
life of destroying evidence.
You know, I do that in my spare time.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make
okay,
clear.
Gundam.
The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about
They went
the
swimming.
blood?
It is
Now
Peko.
that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can
The
discover
thing
that
would
answer
be, though,
too.
for Peko,
She's on the
how'd
wrong.
she get to the ocean?
Well, it could be that remember she came in from a different beach, but it
Yeah.
could be that she swam out of that beach and then swam around and went to that beach. She left the beach, hid in the beach house, whatever.
I'm saying she'd leave footprints if she was on the beach at all.
She could have escaped out the window with using her sword as like a pole vault and
Yeah.
then run, around and then gone to the beach normally. Because we didn't look at the footprints.
Yeah, but we would have
elsewhere.
seen her.
We looked at
The
footprints
only
at the door.
exit out of that location was where we were. We saw Hyoko leave, so if the killer left after Hyoko...
No, I'm saying she went from the beach house to the beach, swam around to the
yeah,
other
you
beach,
can't
and
go
came in.
from the beach house to the beach without leaving footprints. You leave footprints anytime you touch a
But
beach.
we only looked at the footprints that were by the door. We didn't
But
look at the
we've
rest of
been-
the footprints.
Yeah, we've been to the other beach. There were no footprints.
Did we go to the... Did we check the north beach for footprints?
Well, we didn't check a different beach, but that beach, she would have had to leave. She can't leave past Mahiru's body, which is the only
Maybe
exit.
she used her sword to, cover them up.
Now, let's start the argument.
I agree
shall
that
we?
Peko is suspicious with her just washing off. Like we said before, like all of the stuff we've said before, but... Right, where are you going?
Not one more!
It's just a new part in the non-stop truth flashback, so it's just me holding the thing and using their own words against them.
Okay.
It's a previous thing. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Thank you. Thank you, Tutorial-chan.
Yeah, we haven't said where Tutorial-chan was this whole time. We'll not be able to agree with anyone when we use flashback.
You can only refute it.
Okay.
Good to know. You can only use it to refute. I mean... Shower room! Which is definitely not the answer, because I have to use this new thing. Alright.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
They washed off in the ocean?
So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
Ooh.
If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
And floosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare
Oh, God.
it would definitely clog the toilet.
Oh, I'm so glad we have an expert on this topic.
Oh, so we get to pick the ammunition as we go. That's actually not
Perhaps
bad.
someone other than the killer moved the body? Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Yes, Chiaki, I get it. I get it, Chiaki. I just have to wait
What
for
did the
this to
killer
go
do
through,
with
and
the
I kind of
blood on
wanted
their
to see what
body?
everybody was gonna say.
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
So we just have to use her own words
So
to...
washing
Okay.
it off would have been
Oh,
impossible.
shoot.
Oh, you can't use it
They
to
didn't
disagree?
have to.
No,
What
I hit
about
the
wet-
purple.
Maybe they wore one when they... If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the blood? They cut it up and...
As someone who
I
flushed
thought I
would
had it, and then the
definitely
purple
clog-
came out of nowhere.
Perhaps someone other... Maybe they were able to wash it off.
It's okay.
What did the killer
it's
do with the-
okay.
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
The sequence of events, I gotta hit buttons in an order.
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
Oh, no. Okay. Maybe Peko knew about it but wasn't the killer.
Pekka moved the body?
Yeah, because there's still the thing is, like, motive, right? The killer, all this, the motive is the game.
Yeah.
So whoever killed had to either play the game and know of it, or had to be involved, right?
Yeah.
In some way. But that we still have that last person who saw the body,
Yep.
but didn't report it or anything, or didn't tell people. So what I think is they're trying to imply that Peko was that person, because she doesn't really have a motive.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess her motive could be, I don't want Fuyuhiko to be sad, but then, like, why murder in the first place? Like,
Yeah.
it's really weird, so.
They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Like the ocean. Possibly was the sea. Drinks inside the refrigerator. No! Oh my god,
It is?
Really? Damn it! Drinks. Alright.
Okay, even, like, I was going to bring that up, but I thought, no, that's way too stupid.
Drinks inside the refrigerator.
I
Can the
love
killer use
using
those to wash off the blood?
Fiji water to wash off
It's
the
why they
blood.
didn't use any of the soda.
Alright, drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used that to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Oh, hi, Peko. We were just talking about you.
In theory, then, that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Oh, is she trying to say they were all sugary and stuff, but the trash can has all the ones that weren't sodas?
Yeah, the ones that were used. Trash
Yeah,
can.
Trash can, okay.
Did you pick
It's
the
true
trash?
there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking about it. One bottle too wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Oh. Threatening to cut me! What?
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator.
This is
However,
hard.
try one bottle too wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Duel! Ah, I suck at this! I suck at this! I suck at this! I really suck at that!
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Alright, well, at least that went kinda smoothly.
In the future, I really just want to
water
grab the
bottles
mic for the, or grab the controller for the button mashing.
We just don't get enough. We don't get enough warning it's going to happen. It just sort of happens.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
Oh, you sweating, Peko?
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
That's so weird, but okay,
So it
sure.
would make
Saying
sense
the water
that
bottles
someone...
were gone because they were all used?
So it makes sense that it was someone who was already in their bathing suit. Which was Peko and Chiaki. Oh, and Sonya, but...
Possibly. I mean, she was the only one who was wet.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
These bottles look like they might have been water bottles.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
I drank water!
You should have said so
Yes,
sooner.
because it's been relevant before now.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Okay.
Dousing your body
As a
with lots
killer,
of water bottles is
using
such a simple
that,
and easy to understand
clever.
explanation.
Leaving all the bottles there in the trash can right next to where you got them, not clever.
Yeah, you could at least take it into, like, the dumpster that has to be behind the diner.
Of course, yeah.
Like, there has to be one. Hold! On a sec! Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Huh?
See? Just as I thought. Hold on.
So I think Fuyuhiko was the
You know
second
who the
person to
killer is?
discover,
Is that
but he didn't believe it, because denial, and didn't care.
Let me ask. Who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person! We'll find out next time. I mean, we know. Don't say it. But we know who they're thinking of.
Use the butler, okay.
We'll find out next time on...
And hope will beat despair, and the truth will come to defend hope. And then hope will be like, oh, Truth, you're looking so fine today. And Truth will be like, well, thank you, friend.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi there. It's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the bell if it was okay. I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.